Hello, hello. All right, does it work now? Hello. Oh yeah, it looks like it's good. Okay, well, um, crisp and clean. Yeah. Well, I just restarted in the end. But what happened? Yeah. I restarted, but then since my network cable was in, uh, by the way, I'm running this on a super small Think Center server box, which is 10 by 10 centimeters. Well, not by that, like 15 by 15, and it's like super thin. It's not very powerful. It doesn't even have a GPU. And yeah, so the thing is that I had network cable in, and when I restarted, it was like checking media presence, and it said like starting X something something over IPv4, and I'm like, and it was just stuck there, and I'm like, what the fuck? What does this mean? I have no idea. This is, first time I'm using Linux. I have no idea. It's trying to like connect to the network before starting the system or something. I have no idea. Anyway, and then I restarted a few times, and it was just always stuck to this. Uh, and and then I just unplugged the network cable, and then it started. So I have no idea what that meant, and I'm gonna find out some other time, or maybe if somebody else knows. It was like something like XLR. No, it was not XLR. I don't know what it said, but anyway, it seems like it's like some kind of a Linux feature. I don't know, but yeah, before I restarted the computer uptime was actually like 6 days. I just checked today because I used it as like a remote server, and now I restarted it, and looks like that fixed the microphone issue. So I don't know. Let's see. Anyway, let's pretend that there were no bugs. um, and yeah, welcome back. I'm gonna do some zigging today. And yeah, so I haven't coded in Zig for half a year. Uh, and in the meantime, last time I was coding in it was 0.13, and now it's 0.15.1, and they made some major changes. And those major changes are mostly due to the new writer interface, reader and writer interfaces. But yeah, let's go into it slowly. First off, what I kind of want to do is I want to convert some of my old projects to 0.15.1. Yeah, let me repeat why I'm actually working on a Linux machine. It is because Zig compiler, primarily because Zig compiler is like in the new version 0.15.1 doesn't rely in debug mode, doesn't rely on LLVM anymore, which means that it's super fast, and it is actually super fast. Like I noticed even on this weak PC, it's like, I don't know, 10 times faster. Seriously. So yeah, I want to convert some of my old projects to 0.15, and yeah, as you can see here, Zig 0.15.1 release notes, and one of the biggest differences, as I said, is writer gates, as they call it. And basically, there was yeah, as it says, it's a scandal. The previous scandal. What's a previous scandal? Oh, alloc gates, when they changed the allocator in a breaking way. Right. I even forgot. Oh, that was 09. That was a long time ago. Yeah, I'm not sure if I even coded in 09 or after. I think it was after. Okay, so in short, writer and reader have now become interfaces instead of being like std out, std in, for example, for writing into the console and reading from it. Those were completely like file writers, console writers, you know, whatever, network writers. They were all different, completely different things. And now they all rely on the writer interface. So behind the scenes, there's an interface which you can actually adapt to your needs. So the reason why they introduced this interface, it's very, very similar to how allocators work. And the way that allocators work, as you know from my previous streams, you remember that, right? Is that you can basically write anything like using a list, array list, which is like a dynamic array, which you can extend. But the thing is that you can interchange the allocator. So you can say, yeah, I want to use a fixed buffer allocator just on the stack, right? And you can just create a list on a stack. For example, in C++, you have std vector, and the std vector just uses always the heap allocation, and yeah, by default. And in Zig, there is no such thing. Like you actually have to provide an allocator with everything that allocates. So you can choose whether you want to do like a stack-based fixed buffer allocator, or you want to allocate on the heap with a page allocator, which is like a simple simple malloc like in C, or you want to use some like a general purpose allocator that can track your leaks. So yeah, that's about allocators, and then they're basically going to use the same principle for writers. So now you can output to a file, or you can output to the console, but you can replace the underlying writer interface. So depending on which system you are, you can actually have different. You can choose your own writer, right? And it is a little bit complicated for beginners to understand this. But here's the thing: they have actually provided some like yeah, for example, std IO writer. Yeah, for example here, and it actually gives you some. Wait, where is this? Is this here, or is this in another place? Well, let's see. Zig 015 migration. Yeah, right. I was actually. Yeah, there is. No, wait. There is actually a page for migrating release nodes, so maybe that is in here. Migration guide. There it is. Okay. No, that's a different thing. There definitely is a migration guide for stuff for the writer, and I can't remember where it is now. This is 014. But anyway, yeah, and there's also changes in 014 because I want to upgrade to from 013 to 015, and yeah. So I can't find it right now, but if you go into std, no, what was the name of it? It was damn, I forgot. What was the name of the writer? Yeah, this one, for example. Upgrading. Okay, yes, you see, there is actually a guide how to do this. So if you're using the std out, yeah, this is what I was thinking about, get std out. So if you want to use the get std out, and there's a writer, right, print, I used to use this a lot. But now now you're supposed to use the it differently. Anyway, yeah. Well, we will get to it when we start working. I'm just talking out loud by like just thinking what I'm gonna do, and it's confusing. Anyway, we will get to that. So what do I actually want to convert? Let me do it like this, and I'm gonna do that. And I want to start with, let's go to my GitHub, and let me see what yeah, there is one more thing I wanted to show you. Let me know. Yeah, let's see. I think you can actually search for lang or something. Yeah, you can search for language. Let's go to Zig. Language Zig. All right. So there is a few things that I can update. One thing is a Shakedown Rally Launcher. But let me remember. I think I'm using Sokal for this, right? Sokal, Zig, and Imgui, right? And I'm actually using a C Imgui, which is weird. Yeah, I actually want to. The first thing I want to update is the Zig-like, which is a roguelike made in Zig. And the reason why this one is very interesting is because I do use a writer a lot because it writes to the console. So it was a very simple thing that I simply like write into. And I mean, this is like 10 months ago, right? That is actually when I was zigging last time. So it's not half a year, it's more than half a year. Raylib example, yeah, this one I actually updated recently. Let's see, and Zigdown engine, yeah, that is my own engine in OpenGL, and I kind of want to do these two, right? I want to update this one to 0.15, and yeah, it says confirm to build with 0.13, but the problem with this one is that it uses some it uses Mach GLFW, and it uses ZGLTF, which I kind of don't wanna have to update. All right, so we will see if that actually works out. But for the beginning, let's do the Zig-like, and I don't think I actually have it on the system yet. Let's see. Do I have a Zig-like? I do have Zig-like. I didn't have to clone it. Okay, let's see what state it is in. Had by 3 commits. I did actually commit something. Oh no. Let's see. Did I actually update it already? I hope not, because then this yeah, this one. Then this whole stream wouldn't make any sense. Or maybe I tried. Let's see. It doesn't have any Zig. Oh, it does have a Zig version. Oh yeah, it is Zig 0.13. So what did I actually change? That is a question now. Let's do a lazy git so that I can see what's going on. So Zig version now in project libnub comments. Ah, yeah, right. I removed some comments. Git ignore. Yeah, I simplify git ignore because in Zig you only need these two for the git ignore. You don't need anything else. And I actually added the Zig version. Yeah, so because I built recently, yeah, I can probably push this as well. Oh no, it's asking. Oh no, I need to set up remote. Oh shit. Okay, well, let me do that. It is kind of annoying, but for some reason, every time GitHub gets disconnected, and I don't know why it is exactly. Let's see. And I guess it happened because I restarted my computer. No, not that. Yes, that. Okay. Authorize. Oh, shit. All right. Hopefully this works now. Yeah, and then it says, when you finish the authentication, it says you were already logged in, but you haven't logged in because it didn't work. And now it works. Okay, so I did push now. Yeah, for some reason, it's like, it's super annoying. Anyway, let's see. So this one builds with 0.13, but the thing is that, did I actually install 0.13? Do I have it here? Already installed. Yes, I did. Okay. But would you like to save Zig in this work? Yes, and I did already do that. So yeah, let us just Zig build, and let's see what happens. Zig build run, and there is a problem. Expected enum literal. Wait, which Zig version is it using? It's using 0.15. So why is it using this one? Okay, so maybe it's using because I need to restart the terminal, but it should work automatically. And what is going on here? Okay, well, Zig build run. Okay, let's see. Oh, it's still on 0.15. Why doesn't it? I thought this works automatically. Okay, maybe I have to use ZVM. ZVM, let's see which ones I have. ZVM install 0.13, and it's gonna say unsupported Zig version. Why? Maybe 0.0. Oh yeah, there it is. All right, let's download. So ZVM, by the way, is the Zig version manager. And this should all be handled automatically by Codium or VS Code or whatever you use, but for some reason it doesn't work now. Is it maybe because it's not in the already installed? Okay, well, let's see now. So it should be using 0.13, right? So Zig version 0.13, there it is. Okay, Zig build run, let's do it. Building, and we are going to see at some point LVM mentioned somewhere. There it is, LVM emit object. I don't see this anymore in 0.15 because it doesn't use LVM for debug builds, which is pretty cool. By the way, is everything visible on the stream? Because I think I'm using a lower resolution. But look, it takes this LVM thing takes forever to build for a little console, and we're gonna see with our own eyes this huge speed up when I move to 0.15. Come on, there it is. Something is happening again. Come on. Come on, Zig. Why are you so slow? Leonu2 says it looks good. Okay. There it is. Okay, so here we go. This is Zigdown. And the thing is that it's a little roguelike game. You can even clone it yourself and play. And you play by using the WASD keys. And when you move the character, you move around the world, right? And it's centered around the character. I have a little bit of debug down here, position, which tile there is, yeah, and a little bit of a debug. Oh, wait, my phone is ringing all the time. Sorry about that. Let's kill the sound. All right. So, I do want to update it to 0.15, as I said. Should I first update to 0.14 and then to 0.15? No, let's do it. Let's do it all at once. So yeah, and by the way, in this game, you can, I have this little question mark, and it says a message when you're over a question mark. And actually, if you go to the upper left corner, if I remember correctly, there is some stuff you can interact with. Well, I need to find the upper right corner. Come on, where are you? Where are you, corner? There it is. Okay, yeah, because this is where I actually started. So in this corner, you have some items. And one of them is this D, it's a door, and you need a key to open a door. And the F thing is a key, because it kind of looks like a key to me. It says, standing on red key, press space to take. You can take it, and then you're carrying around the key, and when you come to the door, you can open it or close it, and then you can walk through. Yeah, you drop an E. And there are some, yeah, you have buckets on you, and buckets can collect water, but there is no water right here. And you have some cement as well, and if you pour water on cement, you get a wall. But in this case, it doesn't work because there is no water in the bucket. And I don't know what else was there. Yeah, this is just a wall. Oh, there is a bomb as well. Yeah, I forgot about that. So if you place a bomb, it starts a countdown. So once you start moving away, it goes down 4, 3, 2, 1, and then boom, and the wall explodes. And that's as far. I wanted to make a full game for the game jam, but that's as far as I did. Okay, so let's kill this game. How do I exit? Oh, escape. Okay, that's all. And let's update to 0.15. Let's say, well, I guess I have to use EVM, or maybe install Zig is gonna already install 0.15. Would you like to? Yeah, let's update 0.15. Let's see if this actually changes the console or not. No, because it actually uses ZVM in the path. So I'm gonna switch to 0.15, and now that should be it, right? I hope so. Thing is that I also need to switch to a different Zig version. Yeah, but this is the confusing thing, because this one, it also says Zig. I hope that ZLS is installed, because ZLS is basically the language manager, the language server, sorry, that will help you highlight and show errors in Codium. So, oh, there. Okay, it works. It works because we already have the first issue. And the first issue, hello Farfadet, long time no see. The first issue that we can see is that they changed the name. Well, Zigzone is sort of your the properties of your project, right? And in here, you put the name of your project, and it's no longer a string. Well, now it expects an enum literal. And, well, here is a little bit of a problem, because if I put a dot here, it can't work, because it starts with a 7. So the thing is that in Zig, you can actually escape the first number if you use at, and then you put a string like this. So now it should fix this issue, because I have put a so that kind of escapes the 7, but it's ugly. It's ugly as hell, and I don't I don't want to do this. Actually, I want to name it Zig-like, because that's what the original name was, and not 7DRL game. That was just the name of the folder that I used for the first time. So let's just call it Zig-like, as is this project called on Git and everything. Version, well, I don't know, it's always 0. Maybe I can bump up to 1. Let's do a 1, because it's gonna be 0.15. All right, and I don't know why it's complaining still, but it should build now. It should build. Well, it won't build because we have more issues. But let's see. Zig build run. We don't have to run. We can just Zig build. Top level fingerprint field is not existing. Yeah, this is one more thing, is that in 0, I don't know if in 0.14 or 15 they added a fingerprint. And this, I'm not exactly sure what means. It's sort of like a hash, which you give to packages. I think it's supposed to be like some kind of a unique identifier, so that there's no clash with if there's two projects named the same. I think so. I think that's what it's for. But basically, yeah, we're gonna just add that fingerprint, and I'm gonna, whoops. That's not what I wanted to copy. Security issue. Well, no, that was some login thing, but it's one time, so it won't work anyway. No, what? I hate Linux. Okay, so do you copy with Control C? No, you don't. You copy with Control Shift C, right? No, why did I now paste? God damn it. Okay, I think this is copied, right? Yeah, I did. Okay. Right. So we have a fingerprint now. Let's see if this builds. Okay, I think the Zigzone has worked. I don't know why the paths are empty, because paths should include build Zigzone and, right? I think so. No field root source file. Yeah, this is a new thing as well. So now everything is handled via modules instead of source files. So there is like an intermediate thing. Okay, so let's move to build.zig. In build.zig, we have a few changes here to make. And I am a little bit annoyed because there are no errors being reported here. Okay, there is. Wait, why is it not working? Loading build configuration. I think it is actually processing. It's just a little bit slow. And why is it still erroring here? I don't know. No, there it is. It has moved to the build. So yes, it does show me correctly that there is no field named root source file, because between versions 0.13 and 0.15 they actually changed the way that the modules work. So instead of defining for each of these they call it artifacts, if I am not mistaken. So exe is an artifact, right? A lib is an artifact. So build artifacts, as they call them. So these build artifacts used to refer to the source files directly. but now they actually refer to modules. So you are supposed to add here a, oh, whoops, oh, there's a lot of wind, wait. I'm gonna close my window. Let's close all windows and use Linux. All right. Anyway, so now you have a root module instead of a source file. And now you are supposed to create a module, which is, how is it actually being done? Is it like this? I can't remember. B modules, add module. No, I think you create a module. Or do you create or you add a module? I think you create a module. And you create a module with, and then in the module, you actually provide a source file. So there it is. So we have basically moved, we actually have this module in between. And we will see why it's actually cool, because you can now reference this and the optimized targets and everything from the module instead of repeating all this. Like you're moving target, you're moving the optimized, you have many times. Now you only define it in the in this on this location. So now we also define the target and optimize in here in the module. And okay, so here we go. Now we delete this, and that should work. Now that should be it when it comes to this part. Let's see what it says. Yes, of course. And now we have the check step, but here's the thing. I think that, yeah, we can also use this check step. Yeah, you see, we have also added the executable, but here's the thing. Because I have a module here, I can just reuse that, which is super cool. So I can say root module is exit.module. Whoops. Exit.root module, and there it is. And that should fix that issue. And but here's the thing. I'm not actually sure if we need the check step anymore. I think this is done automatically by Zig and ZLS. But yeah, let's keep it just for fun. Okay, there's more problems. Oh yes, unit tests, which I'm not sure if I even have in my project. But let's keep it consistent and provide a root module. Yeah, I'm just gonna say the exit.root module. There it is. So very easy. I can even go do away with this comment, and then it will just be in line. Nice. All right, so that should be it. I think the build script is now updated completely. So everything we have done is just replace the root source file with the root module and then define the source file in the root module. There it is. Okay, so let's build this and see what are our next issues. And as you can see, as linking is happening, have you seen any mention of LLVM? No, because the debug builds on Linux no longer use LLVM, which is super cool. Here we go. So this is our first thing where we have this problem with the new the writer gate has happened, right? So what have we done so far? We have updated the Zigzone to use the enum, added the fingerprint, and build. We have defined the root modules, and now we're going to the source, and we have to define to see what all these problems are here. So is ZLS going to help me, or am I going to just search for this? Let's see. Get std out. Yeah. Right, that is completely changed because it doesn't exist. Whoops, whoops, whoops. Dot get std out. There it is. And as I have said earlier, this doesn't exist in Zig anymore. What you need to do is you need to create a buffer first, and then provide this into the writer and for the writer interface. But let's see, because I don't know exactly how it's done. Well, I did actually do it already in another project. So, but as we have talked about, there is actually in the release notes, you have the upgrade guide how to do this. So instead of the std out writer, you do this. So you provide a buffer of some size. I'm not exactly sure why it is 1024. Maybe somebody knows. And is this like a normal size? And should it be bigger or smaller? Can it be bigger or smaller? I have no idea. So yeah, let's define a buffer. It should be a var, of course. And let's call it std out buffer. And that's going to be a 1024 U8, and it's going to be undefined. And let's actually put it on the other side so that this is a type, and we're going to just uninitialize it. If you do want to initialize it with zeros, do you know how that's done? You can do that by going to stdmm. I got this question on my previous streams, I remember. You go to stdmm and you have zeros, and now you can provide your type. And of course, since this is already mentioned, you don't need to provide this. So in this case, you get 1024 zeros, right? But we're going to keep it undefined because it's going to be initialized with the std writer anyway. Okay, so as we can see, we now into the writer we pass it's no longer a IO, now it's a file std out. So yeah, interesting. std file, is it the file? No, it's fs, right, file system. File system file, and you say get you say std out, and there is a writer in here, and then you provide a buffer, which in my case is the std out buffer, and of course we need to provide it as a slice. So there you go. And that should be it, except that this is the writer and not, yeah, and std out is the interface. So the buffered writer, do I actually use the buffered writer or not? Is there like a buffer? I think buffered writer has been completely deleted. Yeah, right. And now you're supposed to just use oh yeah, well, I guess you just provide a bigger if you want to have a buffer. But yeah, this is the basic buffer now. And yeah, you just get the interface now as the std out. So instead of the buffered writer, which doesn't exist. By the way, why doesn't ZLS work here? I'm not exactly sure. So the std out, now we're gonna use the interface, but the std out, let's call this a writer instead, so it's not confusing. Okay, there it is. And that should be it. But let's see if we have any other issues. And yeah, maybe I'm supposed to make it bigger because it is writing a lot. Use a undeclared identifier BW. Yeah, because we also don't forget to flush. We have forgotten to flush. Of course, we don't have this. But we do have the STD flush now, and we have the STD out. We're gonna replace that with flushing here. And is actually a flush, does it return yes, it does return error. So we have to try flush, there it is. And everything else is the world logic, right? So let's see, have I fixed all the issues? No, there is more stuff. What is the problem now? Expected type main tile found place room struct. Interesting. This is my issue, but it has struct declared here. There's something that it can't. Wait a minute. This is like anonymous struct, right? Interesting. Okay, so does it not support anonymous structs anymore? It does say it's an unknown type, tile type air. Okay, maybe the problem is that this kind of stuff doesn't work anymore. I probably have place rect takes a tile. Right, so tile in itself has a tile type. Interesting that this actually worked in 0.13. I would assume that the only thing I need to do is I need to define a type, because it is not sure which type it is. Now it is a tile, but in 0.13 this worked. That's interesting. So I guess it's assumed that anonymous structs can be cast into a different type if it has the same parameters. I don't know, but apparently it's no longer, it doesn't work anymore. I didn't know that. So let's see if we have an issue now. Yeah, I think this is not, yeah. So we have fixed that issue. There is another, random doesn't work the same anymore. So let's see what's going on here. There has been some, no rand found in STD. So random, I guess now it's called random, right? So they just renamed that. Is that it? Is that it? If we just do that, I guess. Init still exists, random still exists. Yeah, so I guess that was just a rename of the namespace from rand to random. Let's see. Okay, we still have some errors. Expected type IO writer found const IO writer. I'm still trying to print something. Let's see what's going on here. And why doesn't ZLS work? Like, why doesn't it actually tell me here what the problem is? I'm not sure. Maybe because Getch fails as well. Oh, look at that. Look at that. We have C imports. Conio not found. Okay, well, this is for Windows. So, who cares about this? This should not work at all. Anyway, is this the reason ZLS doesn't work? Interesting. Let's see if I just remove this. What will happen here if I just put it void? There's still some error. I don't know. Maybe ZLS is just slow because I'm streaming at the same time. Yeah, well, let's. Yeah, that's kind of weird. Why is it still having this problem? I don't know. Anyway, yeah, this was for getting a character input, but the thing is that in Windows, you have to use Conio H. The weird thing is that ZLS doesn't understand that this is only for Windows and not for Linux, which I get here. Anyway, maybe I should just like, can you do like ZLS off or something? Something like that, like Zig FMT. I don't know, maybe. Let's go back to main. All right, let's fix this. Let's update. So yeah, well, that's what was the problem. IO writer is now okay. Okay, so is the writer now immutable, or what the hell is going on there? Because the std out, okay, it's a const, but the print function, did I not make something var? Am I supposed to make the std var? Oh no, I made the writer const. That is the problem. Yeah, of course, the interface itself should be const because it's just a pointer. But yeah, the writer itself should, of course, be mutable. And then it says local variable is never mutated, even though I am printing. So I don't know what's going on here. Let's see. Is it gonna work? Std writer print, it still says that this is it should be const. Local variable is never mutated. That's weird. In this example, it is actually a try out print. That's weird. Wait, so I'm providing a buffer, which is mutable, of course, because we need to change it. File std out writer. What's going on here? Local variable never mutated. Let's just do a print. Hello. And it still says it's never mutated, even though I am mutating it, of course. That's kind of strange. Never mutated. Consider using const. It's funny that it says consider using const, but it doesn't it doesn't let me not use const. I mean, I can, yeah, expected type IO writer found const. Okay, what am I getting wrong here? I must be making some major mistake here. Std out should be a pointer to the interface. That's where I'm wrong. Hello, peace giverman. This is where I'm, yeah, of course, because std out, it can be a const value. It needs to be a pointer to the interface. Okay, well, there it is. I think that fixed all our issues. But yeah, what happens if I just actually const the writer? Is it gonna give me what kind of error is gonna give me? It says expected type IO writer const IO writer. Okay, there it is. So let's turn this into var. and we still have 2 errors. Root source file struct IO has no matter stdin. Of course, now we have a problem in Getch because this should be an stdin. No struct declared here. This is strange. Okay, well, this is just a built-in. So yeah, we need to convert the stdin as well for the Getch to work. And we have some C imports here in line, which is interesting. stdin termios, let's see. Yeah, so we need to replace this one with a buffer, I guess, also. stdin buffer, and that's gonna be, let's zero it out just in case. Maybe this is not needed, but yeah. And I think that the input is just like 1 character, but let's do it this way anyway. So yeah, stdin buffer, and I'm gonna provide a stdio doesn't exist, but we're gonna do a stdin reader IO, and it's not IO, it's file now, right? fs file dot stdin. Does it perhaps, did they perhaps add Getch in the meantime? I don't see it. Get character. No, I think I still need to use this hack. Okay, so we're gonna use the stdin. Stdin, there it is. And we're gonna get the reader. And yeah, reader, and provide a stdin buffer. There we go, except that we need to give it as a slice. And finally, I'm gonna use the stdin reader and get the interface to it. And of course, let's not make a mistake. This needs to be a pointer. So now that should be it, right? ConioH file not found. It still has this error, although it was a long time ago. So that should be it, hopefully, right? And now stdin is used to read bytes. And yeah, we probably need to flush somewhere as well. Restore all the modes, and it's probably, let's flush it here. Do I flush it or not? I need to flush the reader, I guess. Nope. Do you actually need to flush the in or not? Maybe you don't. Flush doesn't exist. Okay, so maybe I don't need to do anything. So let's see if this builds. Still errors. Compile error, cannot format slice without a specifier. Where is this? Wait. I'm confused by this. All this text. Let's do another build. So, let's see. stdio writer cannot format slice without a specifier. Yes, I know what the problem is here. The problem is that referred by main, there it is. What is this SD thing? Format slice without a specifier. Space to, why is there SD here? Shouldn't it be here just S? I don't know. That would make sense to me. Okay, there is one error now. Did I accidentally type SD or something? I can't remember. No field or member function named readByte in IO reader. Interesting. All right. So, how do you read a byte now, if this doesn't exist? And why the hell doesn't ZLS work at all? Let me try to just completely remove the check step. Maybe it's gonna wake up. And it still says Conio age not found, although it's not even, I'm not even trying to include it. I just commented this out. I don't know. It is confused for sure. And I think ZLS is not working. Let's try restarting ZLS. Stop language server. Enable start restart language server. Okay. There it is. Okay, now it's showing me the correct. Read byte doesn't exist, so maybe there is a new thing. Read slice, read vec. Read slice short default. So read byte doesn't exist. So what do we do? What do we do instead? A read slice. Read slice short. What does read slice short do? With the next buffer len bytes from the stream, advancing the seek position. So maybe this is the buffer, read byte. Let's see if it actually mentions anything about the read byte. No, zig read byte 015. Let's see if there is some kind of information about it. Zig the enterprise read byte method. Yeah, this is not correct. Typically use read byte with the stdio reader. No, that's old. That's old. So yeah, let's try reading from a slice short. And what is exactly the difference? That's the question. Only supports the level of implicit pointer. So maybe it's just that I need to give it fill buffer with the next buffer len bytes. Let's just give it let's just give it a small buffer, short buffer, and let's make it 1 U8. If this is gonna work, I wonder. Yeah, short buffer, and let's provide it as a pointer, of course. Read slice short, and we're gonna try read slice short, and this returns what? This returns a U8, a slice of U8s with an error, right? No, it actually returns a size. What the fuck? Fill buffer. Oh, right. Well, yeah, I'm just supposed to. Error union is ignored. So I'm just gonna do this. And instead of this, I'm gonna take the short buffer and take the 0th element. And let's see if this works. Hey, we have built. Okay, let's see if this now runs. Oh my god, it looks good. Oh my god, it actually works. Here we go. We have the game updated to 0.15, and let's see if everything works now. Use WASD to move. Yeah, that the info screen works. I have to find this the edge, the upper corner. Staying in a bucket, you can take a bucket, you can drop it, you can take the bomb, you can place the bomb. Yeah, it's a little bit weird. Okay, place the bomb, the bomb explodes. Everything works, perfect. So this is how you update to 0.15. So what have we done? Let's see. So in the beginning, let's recap. We had to change, because I was updating from 0.13 to 0.15. There's also, by the way, a minimum version thing, but I don't know how it's exactly. Wait, how do you actually write this? There is, I think there is a minimum version as well. Let's go to drone sim. No, wait, what am I doing? Repos, drone sim. What? Oh, because I went to, sorry, Linux. There it is, and I'm gonna open build.zig.zon. Right, so you see it says minimum zig version, and I can actually copy this. Let's add that here. Yeah, and it did not copy because it uses a different key for copying. And why it says copied selection, but it did not copy the selection. Why is this simplest thing in Linux not working? What? So it does work within micro, but it doesn't transmit to the other place, I think. Great. All right. Cool. Okay, well, let's just write it down. Dot minimum zig version, and we're gonna say 0.15.1. Okay. And is there anything else? Yeah, paths. Yeah, these actually paths. I think I'm not exactly sure what these are for, but I think it's good to add them. And just src is the folder. Okay, dependencies, we don't have any dependencies, and we've added the fingerprint and everything is here. Okay, good. So yeah, there we go. We have, let's do a little recap. Leono2 says game of the year. Yeah, right. So what did we do to upgrade from 0.13 to 0.15? We made a name turn to Zig-like. We had to turn it into an enum from a string, so it's no longer using a string, it's a dot name. We added a fingerprint, we added the minimum Zig version now. Then onto the build, we had to wrap everything in a module, so this is now a module, root module. I've actually removed the check step because I think it's doing nothing anymore. Let's actually remove it, and I'm gonna just push that, commit it, and push with that. All right, so then what we did is we provided everything with a module, so the unit tests now refer a module and not, you don't have to provide a target and optimize and source files and stuff. Then we, in the main here, we had to replace the writer with a buffer. We create a buffer. You then create a writer and take the std out as the interface and then use that. And in the end, you can just use a print. And finally, after you've done all the printing, all the world printing, we finally flush, and here it is. So std out flush, and what I had to do finally is convert my getch to use the get character function to use a read slice short, because read byte no longer exists. So that's it. And I think this might be the most complicated thing that took to convert from 0.13 to 0.15. Let me get this back into userland. I don't know why I said this. Let's get this back working. But yeah, ZLS is complaining Conio doesn't exist. But, you know, it shouldn't be even used because this is not compiled on Linux at all. So let's build run one more time. Make sure everything is working. Yeah, it is linking because we changed the files. I changed the Zigzon, that's why. And as we can see, there's no LLVM mentioned, which is cool. And here we go. Oh, I actually pressed accidentally, I pressed an arrow, which terminated the game. So there it is, going around, everything works, pretty cool. Right, so here we go. Even though ZLS is complaining about Conio, everything is good. Okay, let me just submit everything. Changed the getch main, added the Zig version 0.15. We have the build, and let's say updated to 0.15.1. One thing that I also am thinking about that probably changed is that README should mention it as well. A small console-only roguelike made in for 7DRL. It only works on Windows because of dependency on Getch for input. No, that's not true. It also works in Linux. In Windows and Linux. Getch for input processing. Build with 0.15.01. Let's mention that. Let's say Zig build run to build, do Zig build run with Zig. Yeah, I think that makes sense. And do you put a dot at the end? Yeah, let's keep it like this. Should I put a dot at the end? It's a bit confusing because it's like 0.15.1 dot. It's not part. Dot is not part of the number. Yeah, I'm gonna keep it without. Okay, let's actually add that as well, and I'm gonna commit that. Update to 0.15.1. Here we go, and push. And why is it asking me for a username again? Doesn't the authentication already work? Okay, I'm gonna push later. Anyway, yeah. So that's what it comes to Zig-like. Anything else that I can update? Yeah, I said that I want to update Zigdown as well, but that is another. That's for another time. Let me, I'm gonna go soon, in a few minutes. And before I go, I want to tell you about a new project that I started working on. And that new project is called Drone Sim. I did, convert all projects to 0.15. Convert Zigdown No, it's not Zigua down. It's Zig-like, and that has been done. There you go. And show off drone sim. Yeah, so there's a new thing that I've been working on. I started 2 days ago when I went to Balcon, the IT conference in Novi Sad, and yeah, a friend of mine showed me a another Zigger. Um, Showed me a drone simulator which ran like crap on his laptop, and it was so bare bones, but it ran like crap. And he said it's not open source, and I said, let's make an open source drone simulator, and he was like, yes, let's do it. Uh, Hello, Drain Yard. Nice to see you. So yeah, I started making this little thing, and I can show you. And right now it is written in Zig, and well, this is the streams. Let's not do that. It is using Zig 0.15.1 already, and it is using two very cool libraries. One thing is Sokol, which is the graphics abstraction, which can build natively to any platform. You know, on Linux it is going to use Vulkan, on Windows it's going to be DirectX. It's pretty cool, and I used it before already. And it has a really nice and easy to use structure. You don't have to do all the dirty work like I did with OpenGL. It does everything for you. And you can also build OpenGL if you want to. And it can also build for the web GPU and WebGL, which is cool. And another thing that I'm using is zPhysics, which is actually a Jolt physics wrapper for, well, Jolt physics bindings for Zig. And it actually works, and let me show you. I don't know if it's actually, yeah, let me actually write it as a small screen, because I'm a bit concerned with how this is going to pan out. Zig build run, let's do that. And here it is, and it's a little flight simulator, let's call it. You use W to fly, and you can AD, you can yaw around, and if you use the arrow keys, it's for pitching and rolling. So it's a little flight simulator. It doesn't have any sounds, it doesn't have any graphics. I mean, this is the graphics. I don't have any model loading right now. This is just everything in here is created from script. Well, I shouldn't say it's script, but it's created from code. So this is actually like a texture that is just, you just place bytes. It's from one of the Sokol examples, by the way. You just place bytes on a buffer and it becomes the texture. And these cubes also are created from code. It's just eight vertices. But what's cool about it? Cool thing is that you can collide with everything, and I've just collided with the ground, and I can't do anything anymore. Let's restart. Yeah, so yeah, you can actually collide because it is using a physics engine, and you can even land on these obstacles or buildings or whatever. And yeah, it's I didn't suppose to make a 9/11 simulator, but accidentally it looks like 9/11 simulator. But yeah, it only has like power. It's not a plane, right? It's a drone. You add power vertically. It's more like a helicopter. It's not a plane. Anyway, but yeah, I made this in like a day and a half, so this is a good start. And it's super lightweight. What is actually super crazy is how it's like 1 megabyte, 1.4 megabytes, and like the time it takes to start is incredible. It's because it's using native Vulkan and everything. Yeah, so not only Zig is fast, but Sokol is fast, and all the stuff that it uses. This is an older version. It's a little bit slower to fly. But yeah, anyway, if you want to try this out, if you want to try out this repo, it's on my GitHub, and you just go to DroneSim. You can just git clone whatever, github.com/notka/dronesim, and just Zig build run with if you have 0.15, and it's gonna build everything and start the game. So super easy to build and change, and if you want to contribute, you can contribute as well. Yeah, what I want to do next is I want to add model loading, so I can load stuff from GLTF, model and texture loading, of course. I'm probably going to use STB image for that. Yeah, and I might actually work on this in the next few days. I'll see. Anyway, until next time. That was a cool stream. 0.15 upgrading. Now I understand, and hopefully everybody else understands 0.15 a little bit more. But yeah, let's make a better drone simulator that is not heavyweight like everything else. When will you add shader hot reload? That's an interesting question. Yeah, I think it is actually possible to do it. Actually, with you just have to bundle the. Yeah, the thing is that. Oh, by the way, you can also resize by default, which is cool. Like I can just make it. Wow, it's running really slow when with OBS. Yeah, because OBS doesn't have. Because this PCM on, it doesn't have a GPU. It's just using some shitty integrated one. So yeah, it is really struggling. But on everything else, it works really well. Even without OBS, it works great. Talking of shader hot reload, it's I think it is possible. You just need to bundle the shader compiler that Sokol gives you, because I've seen some other project use it. But anyway, I don't think I'm gonna add hot reloading of shaders in this project. You can if you want to try out. So anyway, that's it for the stream. Now I'm gonna go to Decentrala. There's a talk about using Go to make your own websites, like some kind of front-end generators, which I'm interested in. So yeah, see you next time. Until then, yeah, also my San Andreas project is still going on. I do need to play missions. Anyway, until next time, see you. Bye. Imagine this with sounds. I wonder if Sokol has sounds, or I have to use some other library. I think I need to use some other library.